Hi, welcome to learnhowtogarden.com. In today's episode of the 10-Minute Gardener, I'm going to be talking to you about why goats and sheep, in fact, are making a significant difference in the way we garden. If you're not already subscribed to me at learnhowtogarden.com, there's a link directly above this film. Click on that link, it'll take you to my website, put in your email address, and from there you get access to my free monthly newsletter, and also I can let you know every single time I put up a new film. What we've got here are the remainder of my Angora goat herd. I think the youngest, which would be this one here, this is Nemesia, is about 12. The eldest you're looking at is about 15. If I was a commercial goat farmer, these would all have been goat curry about 10-15 years ago. But the reason I keep them is they still do something for me, and that is this fleece. Now, this fleece originally was mohair. I used to have my socks made. But now I clip this fleece and I use this fleece in the bottom of my bean trenches. And I use it in the bottom of my bean trenches because from there it's fantastic. It holds water, it releases nitrogen slowly over a period of time, and it has lots and lots of goodness to the soil. It's a really old technique. Dales put compost use it in their composts. What I'd like to talk to you today though is something really special, and that is about some sheep. Some rare heritage sheep called white-faced Dartmoors, and what's happening with those sheep and what they're producing, I think, means that all of us can make a significant difference to conservation and conserving for our garden environment for very little cost. The reason I was talking about sheep is this fantastic thing here. This is Twool, and it's in the name. It's made from wool. It's made from one of the very rare breeds in Britain, the white-faced Dartmoor. It has very long wool, and it's made by a lady called Kim Steady, who has a herd of these, who realised that what we use in the garden most of the time is either this is jute. Jute has huge amounts of air miles associated with it. The people who farm jute are making a lot of money, but the people who work on those farms really do get paid very bad third world wages, so it's not a socially responsible thing to use. And even worse is this. Polypropylene. Your great-great-great-grandchildren will thank you for this when it's covering the beaches and bits of the garden, because this is a plastic which won't break down. And I first came across Twool at this year's Chelsea Flower Show, and I love this because it combines so many things. It's taking a rare breed that needs support, and it's producing something that is so functional. I subscribe to the Frank Lloyd Wright concept, form follows function. It has to do its job first, and what this is great for, this is fantastic for tying up anything in your garden. But it's soft. It's not harsh like jute. It's soft, but because it's made from 100% wool, within about a year to 18 months, that won't exist. In the garden, that will totally biodegrade. Any bits you leave in the garden not only will biodegrade, but will actually give off nitrogen as they're biodegrading. Therefore, it's beneficial to use in the garden. And a small spool of this, 25 metres of this, in fact I'm lying, it's 35 metres of this, will cost you less than £4. So there's probably a 50p difference between the price of this Twool and the price of your jute, but you're doing something socially responsible. We can all do something for less than a fiver. You can preserve the heritage of this fantastic breed of sheep, but you can use something that's better in the garden. I love this. This is called Chelsea Pensioner, this colour, because this one was dyed for Chelsea. And you can choose to either have something to tie up your beans which will disappear, or you can have something to tie up things so that you know it's there. But with all of these things, they will slowly break down. You can also get this much thicker woven one. And what I've been doing with this year is I've got 2 or 3 pieces of this which are tied to a central cane, and I'm growing clematis up it, and it is fantastic. But again, given a couple of years and it'll disappear. All the ones that my broad beans are tied in with, my broad beans, my runner beans, my climbing French beans, I no longer have to go through that at the end of the year and take off all the bits. I can just compost it all. And they're even now making a twisted rope which they're going to make into fishing nets. It's so strong I can't break it, but at the same time it's soft. It's soft like a wool jumper. We wear wool all of the time. And I just think it's one of those things that is so simple, so effective, and yet so wonderfully necessary. You can choose colours that will fit in with whatever you're growing in the garden. You can get it to disappear. You know, you can tie cannas in with it and you won't see this colour. I mean, tie cannas in with that and you're making a statement, aren't you? But I honestly think that of the things you can get to make a difference, this is possibly the cheapest I've come across. It's a bit like wooden plant labels, only they charge you a fortune for wooden plant labels. You know, they make them totally out of the reach of the average person. You know, £5 for 3 labels, no one's going to do it, they're going to buy plastic. But this competes. It competes on the price as much as anything else. But more than that, far more than that, it actually doesn't harm anything in your garden. It'll harm none of the animals. You're not going to get a hedgehog eat some of this and die. If it eats bits and scraps of the plastic, it will die. It'll get stuck in its gut. And one of the most beneficial things you can get is a hedgehog. It'll keep down more of your slugs than your slug pellets ever will. So for me, I'll be using this from now on. Kew Gardens use it, the RHS use it. I think it's only been going a couple of years, so I can't actually even say I wish I'd have found it a long time ago. In fact, I'm so excited, I think we're actually going to go up and do a film with Kim and her sheep, which I really look forward to. I suspect they don't look as scruffy as my old girls, but hey, they're my old girls, and I love them anyway. So thanks a lot for watching that, and buy yourself some Twool. Great website, worth buying, certainly worth using.